we're going to do an RV tour today, so you need to be on your best behavior. Are you going to be on your best behavior? Yes? Okay. What about your sister? Where is she? Today is an RV tour. It's probably the most requested video that I've gotten or comments wise since I really started recording just a couple months ago. So a little bit out of order. Today I have been full-timing for actually a little over 1 month entirety, and I'm here in Temecula, or in Menifee, California, just right outside of Temecula at the Wilderness Lakes RV Resort. It's a 1,000 Trails park. It's gorgeous and it's bright and sunny today. Yesterday was just miserable. So anyways, I'm going to take you around the outside of the rig and then we'll go inside. And if you want to see something specific, if you go down to the show notes in the comments below, I've outlined each section. So that way, if you just want to see the inside, you just want to see the living room or the bathroom, or you only want to see the outside, you can jump ahead using those little key tags in the bottom. So here we go. So this is a 2021 Entegra Accolade 37 RB model. It is built on the Freightliner S2 RV custom chassis. So the same thing as all of the other big rigs and such. Most Super Cs you'll see are either going to be built on a international chassis or on the Freightliner chassis. And there are some that are even smaller that will go down to Ford F550 chassis as well. But this one is the Freightliner custom RV one. And so you might be wondering what makes the RV chassis different than the truck chassis. And what I was able to find out, it's this right here, this hood. This is going to scoop down lower and at a steeper angle than on a normal Freightliner chassis. And that's designed for places like this. When you're in an RV park, you'll be able to, at the driver's side, you'll be able to see right down in front of you. So you can see if there's kids on bicycles or people walking. You're going to have a much better view, much closer than you would be if you were in a typical Freightliner chassis. Okay? So just kind of take you around here before I go through all the deets. And this is what the passenger side looks like with everything open. So we'll start on the top and work our way down. It's got the big awning, LED lights in the awning here, and another LED light up on the door. Down here, there is a flat screen TV, stereo with 2 110 outlets, speakers, and then this does also pop out. So that way, if you wanted to extend it out or rotate it one way or the other, that is on a swivel hinge, which is really nice. Starting with the undercarriage here, I've got tools, and this is a pass-through. It'll go all the way to the other side. And then coming into here, all of this section as well is going to be a pass-through. So all these doors open for one just fellow smooth open air all the way through. So we'll come through here. Now, I've packed and unpacked and packed and unpacked and packed and unpacked this thing probably like 5 or 6 times. And one thing that I've realized is everything I need for a typical daily camping area is all going to be on this side. I have everything here. So I have access to my folding chairs, my folding tables, locks if we wanted to do that, all the barbecue equipment, the pads, the propane fire pit. I've got a portable propane heater in this one. Coming over here, paper plates, napkins, things like that, air fryers, anything that I would use on a regular basis is going to be on this side of the rig. And one thing that I've realized is the relationship to how much you use something and how accessible it is great. So I wanted to make sure everything on this side is stuff that I would be using every day. And then everything on the other side is more occasional usage. Now we have our propane tank here. And then these 2 areas, I'll do another video on this. It's drying out because I've been dealing with the leak issue. But typically in here is my Blackstone grill and all the accessories. The Blackstone right there is just drying out. Clear plastic bins have all my propane tanks, accessories, cables, all of that. A couple side chairs. You can never have enough of these bins, by the way. I use these things for everything, and as you go inside, I'm going to even show you more. And I've got more bins here that I haven't used, and then behind this propane, I've got even more. These things just come in handy like none other. You wouldn't even believe. So that is this side. Coming around the back, we have our tow bar. This does have the rear backup camera. Now, for those thinking about an RV or a Super C, or even the same model, or even an Accolade or a different model than what I have, the RB version, which is the one that I have, it's a bath and a half. So there's a bath right on the other side. So this one does not have a rear ladder, whereas all of the other ones will. So just keep that in mind, but there's ways around that, not a big deal. Okay, we'll take a look at the driver's side. Okay, now everything's open. We'll start from the rear. This is the Cummins Onan 8000 something or other quiet diesel. When I say quiet, I mean it is whisper quiet. It is an amazing generator that's powering this entire unit. 8,000 watts, I guess. Next here, amazing, I love this. This is the wet bay. So it has everything we need. So this is the fresh water in. We got a hose spigot here. This here is a adapter for the black tank. We have all the instructions on how to be able to get into dry camping, city water, winterizing, sanitizing, and filling the freshwater tank here, including your satellite cable and auxiliary inputs if you need it. You can turn on and off your water pump straight from here and the light from here. This unit does have a macerator, which means no more of those slinky hoses, stinky hoses. I'll show you that in a second. Paper towel holder. So it also has controls for the 2 black tank flushes and a water filter. So I go through a 3-phase water filtering system even before it gets to any sort of the taps here. I labeled all the handles, so black one and gray one, and then on the other side of the coach is black 2 and gray 2. Here, I'll go over and show you that. Back over here on the other side is my black 2 and gray 2. And I mentioned having those plastic bins. You can never have enough of those. Label makers. I go label maker crazy, so you'll see that on the side too. So coming out of here, I've got 2 flexible hoses coming in from city water, going into a water pressure regulator. That's splitting off. This is the freshwater tank that's going through a filter. So it'll go through this one first. It'll go through that water filter, and then in the refrigerator, there's a 3rd filter, so you can have like 3-step purified drinking water if you wanted to. And then the other one, hose, the orange and black one, looks like a snake of some sort, is one that's flushing the black tanks if we need. And then one hose right here for the macerator, and this is going to cover both black tanks and both gray tanks, and it just flows one hose all the way here. So it's just very simple. And in a lot of these, and it's not in this one, but this one will just come in, screw off. So you don't need to worry about any of those other hoses, some of those more traditional ones. Coming down here, I've got propane. I've got multiple propane tanks just in case. My 50 amp is on a power reel, which is really nice. It's just controlled right here. It'll reel up automatically. I've got my heater. I've used this in the in the freezing video to make sure that everything is all nice and dandy. I've got my power adapters right there. And like I said, everything on this side of the rig is stuff I don't use all that often. So stuff I just use for storage, sleeping bags, some backpacks. I have my scooter here, suitcases in case I need to do some traveling, step stools, my telescoping ladder. What else is in here? Electronics, Wi-Fi, just again, stuff that you don't need to access every day, but sometimes you still would like to have it. Then come over this way. So I do have all of the gear if I need it. So if there's a backup or a problem with the macerator, I do have it, but I have not even touched it. It's still brand new. My Xantrax inverter right there, and then as you can see going through, that's the other side. Then coming over here is my battery bank, and I've actually never opened this. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. this is the first time having to get in here. It's on a slide out tray, which is really nice, and everything is right up in here. I'm running 4 house batteries and 2 drive batteries. And no, I don't know off the top of my head how many amp hours I'm running. I am considering making a change into lithium at some point, but when these go down, but right now I haven't had really any issues, and I've been doing quite a bit of boondocking. And then the last one here is DEF, obviously. So, oh, by the way, Entegra, if you're watching, can I just take a moment to digress? Because when I was coming back from Iowa, we went through a lot of DEF and a lot of fuel. So this is where you fill up the DEF tank, but to fill up the fuel, it's like 30 feet behind you. It's right here. So when you're pulling into a gas station or a diesel station or a truck stop or whatever, I have to pull up once to fill, and then I have to back up to be able to do the in-tank at the DEF, just because it's so far away and the hose doesn't reach. So I don't know what's up with that. That is actually a pain, which is why I just am using that DEF instead, so I don't have to worry about it. It's nice, you can, from the slide here, you just slam it closed. Oh, right here, you plug this in, it's the engine block heater. So if you're cold, it's freezing at night, just plug that thing in and it'll make sure that the block doesn't freeze. Okay, welcome to the inside, and I figure what I'm going to do here is start in the front and then work my way back. So the first thing that we're going to do is tour up the overhead bunk. Now this is the area that I have not yet completely organized. Right now it's being used for storage, backpacks. I take these backpacks hiking and camping. I've got my Wi-Fi range extender here and my hotspot, some cat beds that need to go away, and more cat toys. One of the reasons why I picked a Super C was because of this overhead bunk, because I knew the cats would be able to play in it and have a good time with it. And it's also good for guests. When somebody comes over, it's like an extra sleeping room. One thing that I really enjoy, and I know Paul, when we brought this rig back too, this up here is loaded with power. On each side, the left and the right side, you have 2 110 outlets and 2 USB ports. So you have a total of 4 plugs and 4 USB outlets up in this area, which is a lot compared to what you'll see in the rest of the coach. The other thing that's nice about this is it has this huge open window that just lets a ton of light in, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. The cats love to look out and check and look at it. The downside is it lets in a lot of heat. It really heats up this rig. So during the summer or warmer days, not really worth it. But during the warmer or the cooler days, it is. But I found a workaround. So with all of this open, let me turn the lights off here. With all this open, it does get hot. But I use this curtain here. So what happens now is the cats can still hop in underneath, but it keeps the hot in there, and it doesn't come out through the rest of the rig. The cabin is the helm, I'm not sure what you call it, is pretty basic. It's the Freightliner chassis again. It has the upgraded TV screen, so that has Apple Play in it, which is great. But when I'm driving, I normally just have it full time on the rear view camera so I can look at what's going on the car behind me. What's also nice is this radio has this remote control, and you can turn the music up. Well, I don't want to do it because some copyright thing or probably something like that. But this radio here is piped into these overhead speakers all the way down. So you can, with that remote control and that radio, plug in your Bluetooth, you can connect to whatever, your Sirius XM satellite, and it'll play throughout the rig. Downside is, and I wish they would have thought about this, the downside is it's not connected and won't hook up to the outside TV. I mean, sorry, it just sucks. I mean, it's absolutely horrible. It's got a DVD player in it, but it doesn't have Bluetooth connectivity, it doesn't have auxiliary jacks. It's just, it's worthless. It needs to be replaced into something better, or it needs to be tied into this stereo here, which I think is the ultimate goal, because if you wanted to play music inside and outside, so that way when you're in and out, you're kind of getting the same thing, that's the way that it should be done. So again, this is the 37RB model. So the minute that you come up the stairs over to this side is the entertainment unit. So we have the TV, HD TV, a sound bar, a fireplace. And what's nice about this fireplace is that you can have it on just for decorations, which it is right now, but it also puts out a lot of heat, and you can change the settings. So you can slow it down, you can put it on a timer, you can change the color. So here's one where it's kind of that, here's one that's all orange, here's one that's all blue, so you can definitely change, I'm turning it off, you can definitely change up a lot of stuff. And here, this is really nice. Your entire entertainment systems are set up here. So you have I forgot what they call it, a relay, a router or something like that. But you can pipe in, like this is the DVD player, the Blu-ray DVD player. You can send it to any TV that's around. So not only can you send it to the main TV bedroom or the exterior TV. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Whew, excuse me. So not only can you do all that, but there's a lot of power back there, so I plugged in my Apple TV to it as well. The Matrix is what it's called. So this has a Matrix in it, so you can pretty much direct it everywhere. It's got the cable in. Right here is your WinGuard satellite system. If you wanted to do satellite, you just turn that on and it'll crank on in. So that's nice, a lot of power. Everything is set up back there. And then, okay, so we talked about storage. So I've got tons of bins. Everything is labeled, so that way I can easily find stuff, masks, flashlights, and then I even have room for a couple more things. I've got an emergency bag right there if we need it, office supplies, and all that. I never thought I would ever own one of these again, and if you're like over 30, you might know what this is and you might not. But because sometimes when we're boondocking and I don't have internet, I can't stream, so it goes back to good old DVDs. So I've been going to Redbox, and for like $4 you can buy DVDs, and I just take them, throw them out of the case, put them in here, and I can store like 100 and something DVDs in that thing. I don't have that many, but I could if I wanted to. So Redbox, you can buy stuff for the same price that you would rent. It's like $3 or something like that, which is nice. This TV here opens up, so you have more storage back here. Right now I have some video projector screens. This is my home security system. So it's SimpliSafe. That's the base that's just running through the power down into the beneath. That is great. It has its own keypad that I installed right here. So the SimpliSafe unit, it has a camera that's hooked up to it. It has this right here, which I need to install down in the wet bay, which is a freeze detector. So if the weather in that freeze bay will start to go below, I think 30 or 40 something degrees, this will alert you to say, hey, it's starting to freeze down there. I have my security cameras, like I mentioned. I have motion sensors inside of here. And the best part about it is it has a built-in GSM system. So through your app, you'll be able to control pretty much any control. Oh, by the way, too, this right here, I've got sensors on all the doors. So this is also through SimpliSafe. So this one here on the main doors, and then I installed the two on the two front doors, the driver and the passenger doors, door sensors. And then right here, this guy right here is a glass breakage sensor. So that way if it picks up any sort of glass breakage, someone's trying to break into the rig through this, it'll pick that up and then automatically call the police. All of this is so simple, so easy to set up, all wireless, and it's all done through this keypad right here. This right here, I just attached, all this is just, I just put through these little 3M things. This right here is a top cat, And if, I don't know where the cat went, but you'll see he's got a blue little chip on his collar. And so if he ever got out, I can just grab this right here and I can track him down. I installed this little corner piece separately just to kind of keep things up off the counter. So right now it's just storing mints and rollers. Anything you need is you're kind of popping in and out. So there's that. Directly across as you walk in, recliners. There is an option for a sofa. Don't get the sofa. You need the recliners. You need the theater seating. This is like the greatest thing. It has power reclining, USB in the chairs, cup holders that fit my wine glasses perfectly, and more storage and stuff underneath here. The other nice thing about it is right here there is power. I'm running these two fans off the power that's underground. And then over here, this one controls the lights. And then there's another one over there that will control the Dinette light. All of the windows all the way around are dual screen. So you have a sunshade and then a blackout screen. So, and those just both rotate all up. And so that's absolutely fantastic. 3 cabinets going all the way across. And we talked about labeling and those little plastic bins. This is where I keep all of my video and audio stuff. So you can see I've got all my cables, adapters, tripods, selfie sticks, mounts, drone accessories, batteries, all my stuff for my DJ audio, microphones. I got my GoPro mounts and shoes, the Gorilla pods, and this, if I even needed to, I can put a second level up in there to find even more storage. So that works out fantastic. So that's this area. Oh, one thing, the cat tower I put here on purpose so that way they can run up and then they can have access to the overhead. And then I've also put a little food station down there for the cats. There's another one in the back too. Oh, and here's Camden. So here's the little collar, the blue collar that tracks his location that I can use on the Tab Cat. And the other thing that's nice about this is there's no monthly subscription. So, and it can program up to 4 cats, four receivers. So you can have up to 4 cats or 4 animals or whatever. You just kind of point it in the direction. You program which cat you're looking for. So on him, it's the blue one, and the other one, there's a pink colors or different options. And you just kind of point it, and then there's a signal strength meter. As you get closer, the signal gets stronger as you go away. So you just kind of walk around and you just kind of, and then you'll track it down. The kitchen. This is probably one of the biggest reasons why I went with the 37RB model, is these kitchen cabinets and countertops. It's the longest out of all the Accolade models, and it's also the deepest out of all of the Accolade models. And one thing about the kitchen is you don't really realize how much space you need. Like right now, it looks like there's a lot of space. But when you're cooking, and there's a propane stove under here, you lose this countertop, right? So, hold on. So you lose that counter space. And then if you're cooking and you're doing dishes or you're washing vegetables or you're prepping food, you're gonna need access to the sink, so you're gonna lose this counter space. But you still have all this, everything along the back wall, this and here. So when I looked at the 37K model and the 37L, by the time you open everything up and you look at it from a practical perspective, there was very little space to do any sort of kitchen prep work. So that's why this was a big seller to me. The other thing that's a big seller is when the slide comes in and you have a pure walkway. This part doesn't move, this part will come in, but you'll have a clear walkway all the way to the back without being interfered by this. In the 37K, this thing kind of had a little bump to try and create some extra space because it was lacking, but when you walk through, you kind of have to do a, you kind of have to, hold on, is it a, you have to a little tiptoe through to be able to get through and make that work. So that's not, that wasn't okay with me. I like the fact that from the cab all the way to the back, you just have one fellow swoop all the way through. But again, when you're just kind of using it as a kitchen counter, there's a lot of space over here, so that's nice. But again, you got to think about how you're going to use a space and then what is left over after you kind of open everything up. So it could be a little bit deceiving. Okay, kitchen storage. Let's start at the top, work my way down. So again, more plastic bins. I've got my plates and napkins. So one interesting thing that I think everyone needs to know are these things. These are the shelf liners, and they're great because once you put it down, it's not going anywhere, and I use it everywhere. So between every plate, there's just a little square here. So that way, when I put it on and you're driving down the road, none of this moves. And then there's also one on the bottom. So there's one between every section. I even have some glass back there, my whiskey glasses, and this is on the bottom so that way it's not moving. Coming over here, again, more storage. I have plates up here and silverware, wine glasses, but again, none of this is going to move when you're driving down the road. Convection microwave oven, which is, you know, I don't know, a microwave oven. And it does baking and stuff. I've used it both. It works great. Very, very nice. This storage up here, you're probably wondering what the Rhino is doing here. I got this, as I was moving, I couldn't figure it out. I got this when I was traveling in South Africa, and I wasn't quite sure where to put it. And Entegra, another design flaw, when I open this up, this handle here hits this light. So, not cool. So, with our little South African Rhino friend here, hold on. So, not only is he just fun to look at, when I open it up, he kind of protects the handle from the light. So, and again, up here, more plastic bins, more storage. Right here, along the right-hand side, 2 pantries, pull out. These tension rods are fantastic because it'll allow you to store higher and higher as you move forward. And then another one down here with more stuff. Underneath the stove here, I've got my pots and pans, pot holders, toasters, hot kettles, all that stuff. And then right here, underneath the sink, we'll start here, my Keurig coffee machine, bottled water. I use this mostly for boondocking, just to save space, but if I'm at a campground or an RV park like I am right now and I'm hooked up, the 3-stage water filtration system is fantastic for drinking coffee or whatever. So I've got that in there. And then just more stuff down here, probably more paper towels. In here, plastic bags, garbage bags, brooms, and, well, that looks like some vodka and some whiskey. Okay. Finally, 4 drawers that kind of take you all the way down this way. On the top, knives, lighters, all the stuff that we need. In here, all of the cooking utensils. Right here, sandwich bags, aluminum foil, all that. And then down here, just really nothing. It just became like this miscellaneous junk drawer. Hello. One thing that he absolutely loves is looking out. He loves being able to see everything. Okay. Underneath 3 lights, there is a switch here for these lights. And then right here, there's power, so you can plug in your coffee maker, your blender, or any of the other stuff. But one issue here on this side, there's another one here. But when you plug something into here, you no longer have access to this. So I don't use it. Can you imagine if you're like cooking something and you plugged it in here and then all of a sudden you need spices or something that's set up in this and you can't open it without unplugging it and starting the timers over? It's just fresh. Oh, it's empty right now. Speaking of which, there's another one here on this side that I do have my limited amount of spices and stuff like that. Added a paper towel holder here. That's another custom thing. So I think that's it for the kitchen. Now let's go look at the dinette and my workstation. So just being me here, it's not very user-friendly setup, but it works for me. So I sit on this side so that way I can look at the TV while I'm working. Let's go do that. This is where I'm editing my video. I hooked up a big ol' monitor here. I got my laptop. I have my mic stand, but I'm missing the clip. But I have my audio mixing boards here, microphones, headphones, everything I need to be able to make all the YouTube magic happen from right here in the spot. I can look out, see everything, and just make it work. One thing that I'm looking at, though, is possibly down the line taking out this entire dinette set and building more of a custom workstation with more storage, but that's still down the line. Okay, Entegra, item number 3 that really sucks about your design layouts is in a lot of Super Cs or a lot of RVs in general, you'll see that right here, there's some sort of pop out where you can pull these drawers open to have access to underneath what's underneath the seats. And unfortunately here, you don't. We have no access here. You have to take off the cushions, the front and the back. So to access whatever's here, you gotta, whoa, got the wine bottles. You gotta take this off. Yeah, I gotta take this off. And then this isn't even finished, which is kind of ridiculous, but whatever. And then you open this up, and then you have access to everything underneath. And right now I just have a rice cooker, some flour, and more bins for storage in the event I need them somewhere. And then in that one, it's all wine. As a matter of fact, there's so much wine under that bench, I can't even put this wine in it. So that's taking up residency in that corner right now. Okay, next. As we move from the dinette workspace, got the cat scratch tool and the Swiffer, and this here is master control for the entire rig. So you have controls of your fresh water, gray water, black water, your propane, generator, house batteries, all of your light systems right here, your front and rear temperature. So there's 2 air conditionings, you can control each of them. You have your furnace, your bath fans, all of your bed slides, your Ani controls are all right here. Your gen start and stop, your automatic gen start and stop is all right here. And what's nice about this particular unit is everything you see here can be controlled by your phone, which is fantastic. Right here is your thermostat and the Xantrax inverter. Right next to this is the front bath. So again, some more mods that I did in here, just more hooks for stuff, but it's pretty straightforward. Flush toilet, gravity fed, sinks, corner medicine cabinets. It's also vented into that for the air condition and the heat, which is nice. Power outlets, and what's really nice is there's this accent light here. So if at night you just turn this on, it works as like a night light, so you have to turn the whole stuff on. The only bad part about that, though, is this accent light is not controlled by the touchscreen pad. So that's the only bummer about that part. Right here, full-size refrigerator, and for me this was kind of a must. Full-size refrigerator, freezer, and indoor water and ice as well. So these clips, these little magnetic clips, you can get them. I got these from my old work, but you can get some from like the Dollar Tree or whatever. They're just great because I clip all of the wherever I'm staying at the campground. I just clip it right here, so that way I always have it. That's the one where I was at before. This is where I'm at now. Because you just never, you put it down, and every once in a while you go, wait, what was that phone number, or what are the rules about noise, or what time is curfew, or what? I don't know. It's just all always right there. So I keep that there. If you're going to be following along, you'll know my magnet collection. So it's getting bigger. We can go through that in a different video. So there is a door here that's just secured by the little straps, and this will close off for bedroom privacy. So if you do have guests that are going to be like staying in the overhead bunk, they need to get up, they want a glass of water, they need to use the bathroom, they'll be able to come down, hit up this bathroom, make themselves a snack or get themselves some water or whatever without disturbing the people who are sleeping in the back. So that's nice. And then as you go into the bedroom, again, I got my Dyson, big king bed there, more storage all the way up. I got a fan that's set up over there. There's 2 big cabinets, TVs with storage behind the TV, and 2 more hanging lockers right down there. And then down here, more drawers for just stuff. This area here, I kind of developed into mine. It's not really, you can't really tell right now, but I've got all of my batteries and all of my chargers and all of the stuff just set up here. So for my GoPro, my Osmo, which is what I'm recording on, here's my 360 camera, cell phones, suction mounts, just everything I need to be able to charge batteries. Hey bud, what's going on? Everything I need just to be able to charge batteries overnight is all here, all in one spot, and everything I've labeled. Again, you can see all the batteries. So here's my GoPro 4, battery 4, GoPro battery 2, so everything is labeled. Here's my Sony ZV-1 batteries. Everything is labeled. Watch. Up here I put a little key hook, so it's got my bike keys, flashlights, car keys, RV keys, everything there. So, wait, okay, in here, I'll show you what's going on. And this is one area that I have not touched since I moved into an RV. And so things I thought were important when I was downsizing just has not been. So these are all my dress shirts, stuff I wore when I was at work. I had them made so that they fit me really nicely, and I just haven't touched them. So there's that. I kept 2 suits just in case of what, I don't know. And then sweaters and jackets here. Bike charging stations. I have my formal shoes in here, and in here just more towels and just general stuff. But all these, if you can't tell, are in bins, so they're easy to find. Entegra, another thing, no lights in here. I wish, it's gonna have to be an aftermarket thing where you open up the door and it turns on a light. So nothing like that in there. And then over here, same thing. So I've got just more casual shirts, a couple more jackets, laundry baskets, and all that. But if you haven't noticed, most of the time I'm just wearing this simple black shirt, and I've got, I don't know, 20 something of them, and they're all just rolled up in this one drawer. And that's really, I don't even know what's in, oh, there's more. Those 2 drawers are just these black shirts. It's really pretty much all I've been wearing this entire, well, for a long time. And then just more stuff. So you socks and underwear and stuff like that. And then just more, this is shorts. Shorts and swimsuits right up in there. And then this is all bedtime sweats and bedtime PJs and jeans. Cat toys. The bed. What's really nice about this bed is whether you're sleeping on whichever side, you have these windows here. And you can always just look out, and it's really nice to do. Those lights up there above each side, the reading lights, they come in a red light and a bright white too. So in case you get up, you just press it, it'll turn on red so it doesn't ruin your night vision if you just need to see something, or bright white if you want to do some reading at night. Okay, and the bathroom. So the rear bath is the one with the shower. And right now, I've got it set up with the cat litter and the cat water bowl. So that way, if they ever make a mess in here, it's all kind of confined to there. So every morning when I wake up and I'm going to go take a shower, I just move the water bowl to the top of the sink, and I just move the litter bowl to the toilet, and then it's good to go. Then when I'm done, just dry everything off, put it back down. So it works out well for me, and it contains the mess. If you are traveling with cats, or you're thinking about it and you're concerned about the litter box, this thing here, I'll leave a link in the description down below. This thing is an amazing litter box. It uses these pellets. And so instead of the clay cat litter and such, so what happens is the urine will go straight through those holes in the ground, in the meshing, and the urine will seep straight through to the bottom where there's a pad. So every week I just change out that pad in the bottom, and I'm good to go. 2 cats, 7 days, no issues. For that, and then every month I just change out all of the pellets. So they're very easy to clean up, very easy to spot. You don't have like that clay and that cat litter all throughout the coach that you just can't seem to find. This thing is amazing, and it comes with a little shovel and stuff like that there too. Again, second toilet, sink, more storage and stuff down here, another medicine cabinet up here. Right here is another must-have. It's a combination washer dryer, and so far this thing has worked out fantastic. I have not had any issues with it. It is a lifesaver. I've been really doing laundry. Like, it's not, like you can see, I just did a load in here. You can only really fill it halfway to be effective. And for a full wash and full dry cycle, which I've been washing on setting 3, which is regular, and drying at 40 minutes, which is about, you know, right? So it's taking about 90 minutes or so per cycle. So, and it's all automatic. It's great. And then down here, just 4 more drawers for miscellaneous. This one's empty. Miscellaneous stuff. This is all my daily stuff, towels, and towels. So you should have seen it. You should have seen it when I was kind of moving in and I'm getting everything situated. I'm still not sure where everything's going to go. I took Post-it notes and I put Post-it notes everywhere, just to try and drain that muscle memory. Because there were times where I like had stuff or supplies in one spot and then more in another, and it was just taken up. And so I was like, what's going on? And you forget where you put stuff at certain times. So all I ended up doing was just putting Post-it notes everywhere and rearranging. Again, you know how I mentioned I rearranged the outside basements probably like 5 or 6 times? I probably have rearranged the inside even more. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do this video until I kind of had a better sense of how I use things. Not just necessarily how I set up, because I think there's a difference between how you set it up to look aesthetically pleasing versus how you might set something up for more daily common use. There is a difference between the two. So I'm trying to find that balance between practicality and appealing at the same time. So I think we'll let him have some privacy. So all in all, that's pretty much a quick recap of the rig. If there's something that you want to see more in detail or something maybe I didn't cover, I'd be happy to do another video. If you just let me know what you're looking for, I can kind of do more of a deeper dive. This is just a higher surface video of just an overall view of the rig. Again, this is the Entegra Accolade 37RB, the 2021 model. And this particular model, the Accolade, I think has 4 different floor plans. There's this one, which is the RB. There's the K, which I think is probably the most popular one that's out there. And that's just a single bath. There's the 37L, which has 2 bunks on the inside, 2 bunk beds. And then there is the 37TS, which is a triple slide. So this one has 2 slides, the one here for the sofa and the dining, and then one for the bedroom. And then the other one has a 3rd slide and a separate sofa. But you're going to give up something in every format. You know, no matter which layout you're going to do, you're going to give up something. So in one of them, and I forget which one it was, I want to say it was the L. It has a huge, I mean like huge a pantry cabinet. But you lose a lot of counter space and you lose a lot of living space. The 37K is a little different. So anyways, maybe I'll do a different video kind of breaking down the different floor plans of the Entegra Accolade. But the other question I get a lot is, do you have any regrets about buying this one? And so far, no. When I was talking, before I bought, and I was talking online with people who, in general Super C forums and stuff, you know, I was warned, stay away from Jayco products. Well, at the same time, they also say, oh, stay away from Thor products, or stay away from this, the quality, the build, the manufacturing, and yada, yada, yada. But that could be true of any RV in this price range. I mean, I'm not dropping I'm not dropping $500,000 on this thing. That's just way too much. You know, but to get something in this price point that is a nice, not entry level, but maybe mid-range level, I'm satisfied with the purchase. I mean, there's always going to be something that's right or wrong with every rig that you buy. No rig is going to be absolutely perfect. The thing that you have to just kind of ask yourself is this going to work for you? How do you intend? How many people? For me, I'm just traveling alone with the cats. So it's really easy. I need a place to put their litter box, and, you know, that overhead bunk is great. Oh, by the way, the shower in the bathroom. The other reason why I like this is it has that rectangular shower. It has a full shower. It's not one of those that's shoved in a corner with the curvy door. That you stand in that thing and it just doesn't make any sense. That shower, that rectangular one, perfect size, perfect everything. So you really have to think, how are you going to use your rig and what's going to fit your needs? And you can't be swayed influenced by somebody who has a different lifestyle than you. So if I were traveling with a partner and 2 kids or something like that, this rig would not work. It just wouldn't work. I'd look at a fifth wheel or a travel trailer or something along those lines. But because I'm not, all I got to think about is me and the kids. I can really think about what's going to be great for me, the cats, and maybe an occasional weekend guest. So you really have to evaluate how you're going to use it. Are you going to be full-time, part-time, or just weekend warriors? And what is going to fit your needs the best. So don't let anyone else sway you into saying you have to do this or you have to do that. Don't let anyone sway you saying this is a good product, this is a bad product, because obviously in this kind of day and age in these RVs, a lot of times you get what you pay for. So you always want to do, just get the best rig that you can and the price that you want to spend. That's going to meet the most number of your needs. But just remember, nothing's going to be perfect. So just kind of let that go and just be ready to roll with the punches. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Please like and leave comments below. That really helps the channel since we're new and trying to get started. I really want to create some more compelling content for everyone that's watching, make it informative, entertaining, and educational. So please like, comment, subscribe. It helps with the growth of this channel, and it just encourages me to put out more content more frequently. So thank you again for sticking around and watching this, and we will see you on the next video. Until then, remember, every day, claim the vision. Thanks for watching.